Hello, welcome to Lunch with Lee. I can't talk today. Um, Today we are talking about lighting your fireplace. And there are lots of different types of fireplaces. If you listen to me at all, the answer to this question is a lot of different things depending on the type of fireplace you have. And I'm going to go over a few of them to try to give you some basics on how to light it. Now, if it's a wood fireplace, this is where it becomes difficult because if your fireplace is not built correctly or not maintained correctly, this can be a severe problem. So if you're not sure, always have the fireplace inspected, cleaned if needed. Let's make sure that everything is correct before we go any further. But if you have a gas log lighter, it's a little pipe where gas comes out. Make sure your damper is open. That's extraordinarily important because if it is not, none of this will work well. But put a flame over the top of that gas log lighter with no gas coming out. Then slowly, it's usually a key, slowly turn that gas on till it lights little. And then slowly turn it up. And what you're doing is you're heating up the whole system. Now, if you open that damper and you get a ton of wind, cold wind in your face, do not light anything. We need to fix that problem first, which is usually open a window, open a door, or call somebody because there's something wrong. So then as soon as you have venting, then you can start with small little pieces and kind of build up from there until you have a fire going. Once again, always make sure everything's correct because it's not guaranteed that everything's correct. If you do not have that log lighter, we're to the torch stage, which you're going to take a piece of newspaper. Most people don't get newspapers anymore, but a piece of newspaper-ish material. You twist it into a torch. You kind of hold it up. You're making sure that you heat up the system. You're also watching to see smoke go up. And if smoke doesn't go up from the torch, don't put wood in because as soon as you do, everything's going to come out. So heat up the system, make sure the damper's open once again, and then make sure you have all your wood put in there, small things, ideally on top. Look for a top-down fire. It's the ideal way of doing things, but you're going to have to look for a video. I've done videos on it. Other people have done videos on it. And then once you have good venting, you drop the torch into your bundle and it lights. Now, if you have gas, like a gas-only appliance where you have gas logs, anything else, if you are lighting with a match, once again, just like the gas log lighter, put the match in, fire first, gas second, slowly turn on your gas till it lights little, and then turn it up. Make sure your damper's open. Doesn't matter if it's gas or wood, damper fully open. If you have remote controls, wall switches, we're getting into what type of fireplace is it again. If you have a standing pilot, meaning there's a little tiny flame that stays in there all the time, you're going to have to light that pilot. Turn the knob to pilot, push it in. Usually there's a little push button knob depending on your type. Click, click, click. Pilot lights. Hold it down till your thumb hurts, 60 seconds or so. Let it go. Pilot should stay lit. Turn to on. Then wall switch, remote control, depending on your type of fireplace, should turn it on. Once again, make sure your damper's open. If it's a gas appliance, it won't have a damper, or it'll be an automatic damper that has some kind of sensors on it, makes everything much more complex. If you have IPI, intermittent pilot ignition, you're going to push a button. You're going to hear tick, 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 tick. On some of them have hot surface, so it'll be something that glows, that kind of thing. But that's going to light the pilot. Once the pilot's light, there's a sensor in there that has to sense flame, and then the main burner should come on. There's a lot of variables that go into making that work or not. I can tell you one secret, at least in our area. If your fireplace is 15 plus years old, parts do go bad. So that may be, especially if you have not maintained it every year, had the pilot cleaned, had the glass cleaned, had everything checked up, make sure there's no rust, no water leakage anywhere, because fireplaces do take maintenance. So if you're not maintaining it at all, you're shortening the life of that fireplace. If you have a masonry brick and mortar fireplace, you're shortening the life of that fireplace where it's going to require some major repairs to keep it in operational place. That's probably the right word. So yearly maintenance is going to save you money long-term. I get it. It costs money, but it's going to save you money long-term. Plus, in those yearly appointments, we can educate you on your specific fireplace because we now know what the specific fireplace is, on how to light it, what to do if the power goes off. Does it just not work? Or is there a battery backup where you can snap it in and suddenly it works? Is this a fireplace that's designed to heat? Or is it just a pretty fireplace? Because if you have different goals, you may want different things. But if you're trying to get heat out of a fireplace that's not designed to heat, sometimes there's nothing you can really do besides change out the fireplace to something new. But there are ways with certain fireplaces to tweak, to do some things, depending on the type of fireplace, to get more heat out of it or not. So if you have any questions, we do have virtual appointments. They're free. We'll schedule a Zoom meeting. And then I can sit there and look at your type of fireplace and kind of help you a little bit. It's not an inspection. There's no way I can do that virtually, but try to help as much as I can, educate you. At the end of it, a lot of times customers are like, okay, I just need someone to come look at it. And that is honestly probably the best decision you can make, is make sure it's properly maintained, make sure it's inspected, make sure it's swept or cleaned, or whatever type of fireplace you need. Make sure that actually is correct. So thanks, Craig, for the like. I appreciate it. Comments. We want to make sure that we get everybody taken care of. But if you're having trouble with your fireplace, there could be something wrong with it. Don't assume that your fireplace will last forever, because they generally don't. Even the masonry fireplaces that will last for a long, long time require maintenance. If you don't maintain them correctly, there's going to be a price to pay at some point where it doesn't work. It requires a big outlay of cash to bring it back to a functional state. So the cheapest way is always maintenance, 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 maintenance. When there's a little problem, we catch it early, we fix it, so we don't have a long-term water leak, we don't have rust, we don't have anything else. But certain fireplaces, appliances, are going to be replaced, like a washer or dryer. They either rust or they warp. And the less maintenance you have, the more the parts in them are not going to last their extended lifespan. So make sure you get maintenance done. I've given some hints on lighting fireplaces. If you're not sure, if you're not confident, I don't care where you are, if you're in our area or not, we have a location in Beaumont. We have a location in Houston. Give us a call. I'll help you as much as I can, or refer you to somebody. That's the goal of this, is to help as many people as possible. So please share it, like it. If it's in our markets, that's fine. If it's in someone else's market, share it. We'll help as many people as we can. So I really do appreciate it. Thank you. And I will see you next time.